Okay, class. As we said, this week we're going to switch the chapters. If you look at the syllabus, our plan was to talk about chapter 12 and 13. We put two chapters in 1 week. But we're going to make a little bit of change this week. Instead of covering chapter 12 and 13, we are going to talk about chapter 14 today. The reason is that we've discussed how to use the pen tool last week, and chapter 14 basically continue to talk about how to use the pen tools. So I think if we talk about chapter 14, that will give us a better continuity. So that's why we have a little change here. Again, as I said, it is my expectation for you guys to read the syllabus before going to class so that you will know what we're doing this week. Plus, in the syllabus, we do assign some readings. So you're supposed to read the chapters before coming to class. But it's a good thing that you didn't do it this week. For the other weeks, I do hope you guys can do that. That will help you, certainly, if you have time. Uh, what I did before when I was in school is that even though I did not have time, I still scan the fundamental content of the readings assigned for that week. That does help. So try to do that. In terms of chapter project, we do not have a chapter project this week. So, and we do not have any extra chapter project this week. So what are we going to do Wednesday? Wednesday, it will be time for your group meeting. Okay, so Wednesday, I do not require you guys to meet here. For the online session, we may be required. So Wednesday, we do not meet at all. And instead, each group needed to find a place to meet. Use the whole class time to meet. And then, after the group meeting, each member email me a copy of the meeting minute, like the content of the topics that you guys discussed in the group meeting. If you send me that, I will give you 10 points for pop quiz. That's the pop quiz for Wednesday. So again, each member, not a menu from one group. Each member of a group needed to send me a copy of the minute. It should not be the same. So that means everyone, when you are talking, you needed to write down what has been discussed in the group meeting. Online students, how do we get that 10 points? Online, you do online discussion. For online students, I know some of the online groups are still trying to have a face meeting, but overall, for the online group, it's your choice. You at least need to have an online meeting, online chat, phone call, Facebook, Skype, whatever you want to do. You can also do the Blackboard discussion forum. Well, we've already met in person. We've already started on it, but you're giving the in-person class 10 points. What would you write? Yes. Okay. For the online, how are we getting the 10 points? Let me make it clear. For the online session, you still need to meet this week again, and then after the meeting, send me the minute. Those would be the fundamental questions that you need to discuss in your group meetings. First of all, what will be the big idea of the organization that you choose? Who are the customers that you try to reach? What are the characteristics of the target audience? And talk about those basic questions. Who are the target audiences? What is the big idea to reach them? What's the uniqueness of the services or product provided by your organization? Those will be the fundamental questions to discuss. Preferably, every group also should have a general little bit division. Like who is going to be responsible for what, and who is going to be responsible for which part of the creating or task or content writing? Who is responsible for that? Have a basic labor division, have a general timeline, a schedule, a stepwise schedule. By this day, we're going to finish this. By this day, we're going to finish this. Be clear about what time you're going to present. For online students, when we say presentation, it basically means you post your logo, poster and the brochure onto course blog, and then all the other online students, they're going to look at those stuff on the course blog and provide some comments.
Right. So after our meeting, after your meetings this week, I asked you to email you, or each of us to email you what we discussed.
Right.
Okay.
A very basic summarize of what you have discussed in the group meeting. Yes, send me that, and then I will give each online students also 10 points for pop quiz. So that will be what we're going to do next week, Wednesday. I mean Wednesday. Today we're going to, like I said, we're going to continue to talk about how to use pen tools. So launch your InDesign right now, and open a document. I have mine open right now. We've said that the pen tool, you can use it to create straight lines as well as curvy lines. So now let's see how we can use pen tool to create straight lines. You already know that. This is just a review. Click your pen tool, and you will see if there's a X, small X that is close to the pen tool, that means the pen tool is ready to use. You click at the beginning point, and then release your mouse, click the ending point, you create a straight line. Continue to click, you're going to continue to create that line. So this is create a straight line, how you create a straight line with pen tool. When you are done, make sure you need to click the selection tool so that InDesign know, okay, we are done with this straight line. Now we're going to create another one. When you are going to create a curvy line, you click the pen tool again, click the beginning point, don't release your mouse and drag. You will see a handle. This is a handle. This is not actually part of the line that you're trying to create. This is a handle. You can drag the handle, make it longer, make it shorter, and manipulate the angles. For now, we're going to put it as 45 degree toward this direction and this long, okay? Above 1 inch from the each half of this handle line. So, and then you release your mouse, and then you click the ending part, drag the handle again. Now you see the handle. By manipulate the length of this handle or the angle of this handle, you can manipulate the shape of this curvy line. For now, we want to make the angle and the length of this handle is the same as the handle at the beginning point. So that we will create a very symmetric, kind of like a symmetric line. And then we can continue to click here, drag to the same degree, the same length, again create a symmetric line like this.
How do you know what degree it is?
How do you know what?
What degree it is?
Is an estimation. Looks like it's 45. And if it's vertical, clearly it's 90 degree, right? If it's horizontal, it must be 0 degree or 180 degree. Now, once you finish to create this line, let's increase the stroke. Okay, we want to increase the stroke to 5 points, and then let's give it a color of the Lamar University color, which is red. So let's give it. Now that's not the stroke. So we need to undo it. Command Z, active the stroke, and then give it a red color. Now you can see that the stroke is red. And then we can activate the fill, give it a, what's the other color of Lamar University? Black and red. Is that right? So let's give it a black here. Now you can see that the black fill goes this way. It's kind of like there is a straight line goes from the beginning part to the ending part, and then all the area that has been closed with this straight line will be filled with the fill color. That's how the fill color goes. So you need to have a better understanding of how the fill color goes. This is a what we call an open path, because this is the beginning part, this is the ending point, and the beginning point and the ending point are not connected, so it's an open path. Now let's create a closed path. This closed path looks like a bell shape. Anyone of you know the bell shape? Have you learned the bell shape somewhere? Not really. The bell curve, bell shape, the normal distribution shape. Anyone of you have taken a statistics course? That's what where you're going to discuss this bell shape. A bell shape is very important because most of the data, as long as you have more than 30 entries, normally it will distributed looks like a bell shape. So let's see how we can create a bell shape here. Again, you click the pen tool again, click the beginning point. Now this time, instead of drag the handle 45 degree, we're going to drag it horizontally. And we're going to drag it in the length of about 1 inch. Horizontally, make sure it's horizontally, about 1 inch. And then let's click on the top. Again, drag horizontally about 1 inch. And then click here, horizontally about 1 inch. It might be too close, so we may want to undo it and then drag it here. Okay. Now, look at my screen here. Because the handle goes this way and this way, so InDesign's expectation would be your next move should go to this direction. However, the textbook asks us to make a sharp curve and turn to here. But if you click here, you will see that this curve is not sharp, because InDesign, again, as we said, it has an expectation that you are going to that direction. So it goes to that direction first and then gradually make a curve here. That's not what we want. So we undo it and click here, choose the convert direction point, and then click here. Take off that part of the handle. This time, InDesign will know, okay, we are not going that direction. Maybe we're going to other directions. So go back to your pen tool. Click here again. Somehow InDesign think I'm creating a new one. So maybe instead of going here, choose this convert direction point, we probably can just press Option and click here. And then this way, we're going to continue to create this. Okay, I have to re-click here and connect it. And then Yes, this time it will have a sharp curve. And then when you move close to the beginning point, you will see the circle associated with that pen tool. When you see that circle, you know that InDesign is ready to create a closed path. So you click it, it will give you a closed path. Yes, let me go to see what's your problem over there. Press Option and click this handle. Press Option and click it. Pick up handle and then release Option and click it. That's how you pick up that. That's your go back. You may need to click here first and then click. Sample code, right? So what you did it. You're still working on that?
I need this side looks like that, but this side.
No, don't drag it. If you drag it, you're gonna cheat it. What was the option? Oh, that part you need to do option. Okay. You do option just to tick off. Just tick off that part and then you click here. Oh, interesting shape. It just need to be cautious, right? Okay. Okay. For this shape, we can also give it a interesting color. For instance, we can increase the stroke and 5 point, then give it a fill it with red color. So and now we have a bell shape here. Now let's create another curvy. You know, the pen tool in InDesign is not very easy to handle. We need to play it many times to familiarize ourselves with it. Otherwise, you can't really create some shape you want. And you know, it's very powerful. If you know how to use it, you may use it to create some very beautiful logos, pictures. But if you do not know how to use it, if you need more practice to do it, it will mess up everything you try to create. So we need to practice with how to use it. Now let's use it to create another shape. We want to click the beginning point, drag it to this direction, and then click the ending point here, and then drag to this direction. About the same length as the beginning handle, and then click here and drag it to this direction. This way we create a shape like this. Similarly, we're going to increase the stroke into 5 point and then give it a fill of red. So we have a red color here. Did you have this shape ready? Click the beginning point and then.
Do we increase the stroke?
Can I show you here? Okay, I'm going to show you here. So three of you look at here. Click the beginning point. Click the beginning point and then drag it this way, 45 degree. And then click the ending point, drag this way. This time we drag this way. And this ending point, and then drag this way. And then we give it kind of like have a wave. Yes, that's what it's doing. Good. You have it here. Oh, that's the beginning point, and then the ending point this way. And then this, yes. About the same level. About the same level. About the same level. About the same level as this one. About the same level as here. It's never 90 degree, it's 45 degree. This is 180 degree. Okay. Let me show on your computer. Candice, if you want, you can take a look. The beginning part, we're going to start with a new one, okay? So we click here, drag 45 degree, and then click here, drag 45 degree. And this is not really 45 degree, this is 125 degree, right? And then drag here. Then you create a wave. Yours pretty much looks like it, but the degree is not. So if you want to do that, you can like this, 45 degree, right? And then at the same level, click here and drag it, make it symmetric, and then you can click here, drag it. Now we create this is a wave shape graph. Okay, now when you create this shape, wave shape, select it, switch to direct selection tool, use direct selection tool, and then click the pen tool again. And if you click the pen tool again, then you will see you will activate the handles. And then go back to direct selection tool. You can see that you can still work on those handles and then change the shape. And if you want to change the middle of the shape, move the hand over here. Now, look at here. When I move the lower part of this handle, the upper part is also moving. When I move the upper part of the handle, the lower part is also moving. And if you do not want that to happen, you can again press Option and move it. And this time, if you move the upper part, the lower part stays. Similarly, if you move the lower part, the upper part stays. And with that, you can create some different shapes. So simply press Option. and then move it. You can move a part of the handle, create some unique shapes. Okay, let's say I want to create a head here, but this is smooth over here. So how can I create a head? If you want to do that, you can go to choose this add anchor point tool and then add a anchor point here and a anchor point here. So we have two more anchor point. Let's use the direct selection tool, select them. Make sure we select them. Trying to activate the handles. The handle is not very easy to. Here it is. So I can drag this. I can press Option and drag it. It's not really working. Option and drag it, make it larger. Do the same thing. Press Option and drag this part larger. Drag it up and create a head. And not really a beautiful head, but looks like a head over there, right? You just need to work on it carefully. Yes. Press Option. Press Option. We didn't really fan this one. We needed to fan this handle and then drag. Still, right now we are handle this. Do you try to fan out activate? Yeah. You see? That's this handle. We need to activate this handle. It already looks like this two now. too many lines over there. It's not fair. Did you create a hat? You need to create a two angle point first. Okay. Create two angle point first. That's the option. Okay, that's adding a anchor point. Sometimes you say, well, I have an anchor point here, but I don't want it. You can also go back to the pen tool, choose a delete anchor point, and click it and delete this anchor point because we don't need it. That's not an anchor point. Huh? Okay, so I delete the anchor point here. That's how you use the delete anchor point. One more thing about the pen tool. Use the pen tool when you create a picture. It's one photo because it's basically one line. No matter how you work on it, it's basically one line. But you can use a scissor tool, cut it off. So let's say we're going to cut this part off. And you see right now, if I move it, it's two parts right now. And the shape here changed. Okay, now you let me see how you can use the scissor tool. Cut your photos into two parts. Once you cut it, you can use the selection tool to move it apart. Can you cut it off? Once you cut it, you can use the selection tool. Cut on the line. No, the square. Okay, now you can throw it. Did you cut yours? You don't want to cut it. Selection is the scissor tool. Scissor. Use the scissor. Cut it on the square. Cut. Click it. Click it. Okay. Now you probably can move it. You cut yours. Make sure you cut on the square. Okay, selection your scissor tool. Cut on the square. Anywhere on the square, cut it. Click it. On the square. Okay. Probably maybe okay. Now let's say you cut something off and you want to put them together. Clearly you can do undo. But let's say I cut it, I get it from here, right? I cut it off from here. And now I want to put it on the other part. I want to put it connected with this part. How do I do that? I move this thing to this part and click the pen tool. Click the let me make it larger so that you can see it. So I have a 200 percentage right now. Move it closer, very close, and then use the pen tool. click one end. Maybe I need to start it from the other. Use pen tool. Make sure we use pen tool. Click the one end and then move to the click the one end and then move to the other. When you move to the other, look clearly. You will see a what close to the pen is a square, and there's a line goes through the square. When you see that sign, click again, and now you make those two parts connected. See, we make it one photo again, but it has a curvy here, and if we do not want that curvy, we can, because there's a anchor point over there. So if we do not want that curvy, we can simply click and delete a anchor point, and now we make the photo back again. So let's see how you connect those two parts together. You connect them together, and if you do not want the anchor point, you can delete one anchor point. You're still working on that. Do you have classes? Do you have classes so far?
Actually, a lot of questions. I still don't really understand how to use this thing entirely. I just wanted to
Which part?
First off, how do you make the person shape thing? That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah,
Because I couldn't add pieces to it with it.
Okay. Go here, add to.
I've seen if you can add this, and then
Yeah, add one
subtract
here,
them.
add one here, the other one here, and then go back to select those. Right, activate. So it's a difficult part to activate. Handle. Sometimes you can't do it. Add anchor point,
Right.
so that you can have the handles to work on it. Otherwise, there's no handles for you to work on it. And now it's still this handle is activated. Okay. No press option. Right. That's yes. Still watching movie? Oh no. You put it together already? But you have to curve it here. So you go back to the control. Select you can have it together. So this is the part you want to connect it with this part, right? Let's make it larger. You can see better. And use your pen tool. Click one in first, and then you see the square, line square, and click it yes, line. Start this one. Yes, pen tool, line. Right. Click one in. you have a curly goes here because you have the extra angle point. So you want to delete extra. Did you connect it together?
It's connected. I mean, it's like, but I don't have it as a one thing.
No, that's fine.
Like, I mean, it's lined up together.
Oh, it's lined up. Let's make it bigger. And go back to select your pen tool. Click one end. And then click the other end. It may be too close. Maybe too close. So maybe down a little. Yes. And now you can try. Click one end. Use the pen tool. And the other. The other end. Yeah. When you see this one, then
Yeah.
yeah. But now you have the actual line, so you need to use the delete anchor point tool. Delete anchor point tool. And you can click whatever you need. So that way, maybe it's yeah, okay. Okay, the last thing we do is that we're going to create a compound path. We actually already created a compound path last time, but the creating compound path is a very powerful tool, so we want to play it again today. How do we create a compound path? A compound path is that you create two paths and then put it together, make it one. Remember when we created a logo, we created a triangle, not triangle, we created a rectangle and a circle, then we make it a one figure. And we can do that same thing today. So let's create a circle, a small circle. Press Shift Option so that the circle will start from the middle. And then we create a big circle. We're going to give the big circle a red color. The small circle, let's give it a black color. And then we can move the two together. So right now the two are together, and the red big circle is on the top, and then the black circle is on the bottom. If we do this, if we create a marquee like this, we select both. You can see the small circle is selected because you can see its bounding box here, right? So you know the small circle is now selected. Go to Object, Path, Make Compound Path, or simply press Command 8. We'll make a compound path like this. So you make the two circles into one figure. The color is the color of the circle that is at the back level, right? It's the black color. Recall the black color is in the behind. And if you move it here, you can see something from the middle. If we undo it, and then put the black circle to the front, we bring it to the front, and then select the both again. Before I do it, let me ask you, what color will the compound path be this time? Huh? Red? Any other guess? Why it should be red? Because this time the red circle is in the behind, right? It's on the back. So let's do it to see if it is red. Command 8. Yes. Good. We have smart students. That's great. Command 8. And number 8, yes. So we have a compound path again here. And compound path is a very useful tool that you can use when you create logos. Good, right? Okay, now I would like to give you 5 minutes to play with the compound path. You can create other shapes, whatever you want. And let me look at any question you have over there. Before I look at your questions again, that's all the things that we have today. When you play some shapes and then export it into PDF, email it to me. That's your pop quiz today. Again, we do not have a chapter project or extra credit chapter project this week, but no matter you are a face session student or an online session student, you need to meet on Wednesday with your group and then take a record of the group meeting, send your record of group meeting to me, then I will give you another 10 points. The record of your group meeting should include what will be the big idea of the logo, the brochure, the poster, who are the target audience, customers of your chosen group, and what characteristics are you trying to project in this logo and brochure and poster. What will be the labor division? What will be the stepwise deadlines? Like by what time? What will be done by your group? So send that to me. Okay, great. Thank you.